The max out season is here in Pokemon Go, bringing new raids, events, spotlight hours, and more. And in this video, I will be going through all of the details for the month, and I'll be going through which raids are actually worth doing. So the season begins on September 3rd at 10 AM and it will end on December 3rd at 10 AM. And the seasonal bonuses will be increased XP for a 7-day Pokestop streak, increased XP and Stardust for a 7-day Pokemon catch streak, you'll get increased XP for going up a friendship level, and you'll get 1 additional candy and 1 guaranteed Candy XL when trading. For the raids, there will actually be a new type of raid starting this month, and that will be max raids. But how do they work? So at the time of this recording, there hasn't actually been an official announcement from Niantic stating exactly how they will work, but from the data mines we pretty much know how it's going to work. So to do a max battle, you will have to navigate to power spots, which will be a new point of interest on the overworld map, like a Pokestop or a gym, and it will look like this. To join the battle, you will need to use max particles, which you can get by interacting with these power spots, or you can purchase them from the in-game shop. You can then battle the raid, and when you win the raid, you can catch the Pokemon. And any Pokemon that you catch from max battles can be Dynamax, even if you evolve them. So the first Pokemon up in max raids will be Dynamax Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Squirvet, and Wooloo. And these raids will run from September 10th until the 1st of October. In 5-star raids for September will be Kyogre from the 3rd to the 14th, and it will have raid hours on the 4th and the 11th. Following Kyogre will be Groudon from the 11th until the 26th, with raid hours on the 18th and the 25th. Remember, these Kyogre and Groudon raids aren't primal raids, so you won't be able to get primal energy. After this, Zacian will be taking over with its shiny release from the 26th until October 4th, with a raid hour on the 2nd of October. In Mega raids will be Mega Absol from the 3rd of September till the 14th, then Mega Houndoom will take over from the 14th until the 26th, and then finally Mega Gardevoir will take over until the 4th of October. And in 5-star Shadow raids on Saturdays and Sundays only will be Shadow Raikou. I will be going through how good each of these raid bosses are and which ones are actually worth raiding later on in the video, so stay tuned for that. So that's it for the raids. Moving on to the events, we have the Go All Out event running from September 3rd until the 10th, so there will actually be quite a few Gala Pokemon added to the game for the first time during this event. We have Grookey, which will be able to evolve into Thwackey and then into Rillaboom. We have Scorbunny that evolves into Raboot and then into Cinderace. We have Sobble, which can evolve into Drizzile and then into Inteleon. And lastly, we have Dreepy, which can evolve into Dracloak and then into Dragapult. All of these Pokemon will need 25 candies for their first evolution and 100 candy for their second. It's worth noting that Stonjourner will also be debuting, but it will be regional and exclusive to the United Kingdom. There will also be the free max out special research story where you can choose a Galarian starter Pokemon, and this will be a season-wide special research that will progress with the season. And depending on the starter you choose, your postcard book background will change for the season. I do also have a tips video up on the channel for this event, so I recommend checking it out before the event starts. Following this event will be Phalanx Raid Day on September 8th between 2 PM and 5 PM local time. So following this event will be the Go Big event running from the 10th until the 15th of September, and this event will be the debut of the Dynamax Pokemon in 1-star max battles. During this event on the 14th will be September Community Day, which will feature both the Cantonian and Galarian Ponyta. From the 18th until the 22nd of September will be the Psychic Spectacular event. On the 22nd will be Oranguru and Passimian Research Day. Most likely this will include the release of Shiny Passimian. And last for the month will be the Legendary Heroes event running from the 26th of September up until the 1st of October. So for the spotlight hours for September, on the 3rd will be Wooloo with 2x Evolution XP, on the 10th will be Dewpider with 2x Catch Stardust, on the 17th will be Wobbuffet with 2x Catch XP, and on the 24th will be Machop with 2x Catch Candy. And in particular, the Machop spotlight hour will be a great one to do because Machamp is relevant as a raid attacker and in Go Battle League. In research breakthroughs will be Galarian Weezing, Galarian Mr. Mime, Excadrill, Scraggy, Furfrou, and Jangmo-O. There will also be new seasonal wild spawns. In cities will be Gengar, Skitty, Beldum, Scraggy, Trubbish, Furfrou, and Lechonk. In forests will be Exeggutor, Chansey, Pinsir, Hoppip, Shroomish, Emolga, and Grubbin. In mountains will be Onix, Sudowoodo, Sableye, Aggron, Boldore, Stunfisk, and Golett. In beaches and near water will be Kingler, Staryu, Lapras, Remoraid, Ducklet, Crabrawler, and Sandygast. In the northern hemisphere will be Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Pineco, Hisuian Quillfish, Larvitar, and Deerling. In the southern hemisphere will be Hisuian Voltorb, Phoebus, Snivy, Tepig, Oshawott, Deerling, and Dino. In 2 km eggs for the season will be Cleffa, Igglybuff, Tyrogue, Wynaut, and Larvesta. In 5km eggs will be Larvesta, Komala, Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. In 5km adventure sink eggs will be Chingling, Riolu, Tyrant, Amora, and Phantump. In 7km eggs will be Galarian Meowth, Slowpoke, Farfetch'd, Zigzagoon, and Yamask. In 7km eggs from Mateo's gift exchange from Roots will be Hisuian Growlithe, Hisuian Sneasel, Basculin White Stripe, Dino, and Pancham. In 10km eggs will be Druddigon, Larvesta, Dreepy, Charcadet, and Frigibax. And in 10km adventure sink eggs will be Dratini, Rockruff, Drampa, Jangmo-o, and Frigibax. Starting September 1st, there will also be the option of purchasing a daily Pokecoin bounty ticket. This ticket will begin on September 3rd at 12 AM and end on October 2nd at 11:59 PM local time, and it will cost $5. It will get you 3 times XP for your first catch and spin of the day. You'll be able to open up to 50 gifts per day. You will be able to collect up to 150 gifts per day from Pokestops and gyms, and you'll be able to hold up to 40 gifts at a time in your bag. You will also get a timed research that will get you 200 bonus Pokecoins, 15,000 XP, and 15,000 Stardust. You can also get a daily Pokecoin bounty ultra ticket box from the web store for $15, and this will get you all 3 daily Pokecoin bounty tickets that will release this season, and you'll get an extra 100 Pokecoins. And just before we get into which raid bosses are best to go after for this month, I just want to briefly go through the changes to Go Battle League for this season. As always, there is a new schedule for all the cups and leagues and when they will be available for the entire season. There will be a Go Battle Weekend event for the Max Out season on November 2nd at 12 AM until November 3rd at 11:59 PM local time. The bonuses will be 4 times Stardust from win rewards. You'll be able to do up to 100 battles per day. You'll get a free timed research rewarding an Elite TM and Alistair style avatar shoes. Pokemon encounters from Go Battle League will have no IV floor to allow players to more easily get PvP IV Pokemon. And there'll be a $1 research that will get you 30,000 Stardust, 3 rare candy, and a star piece. One of the more notable changes for this season is that the switch timer for battles will be changed from 60 seconds down to 50 seconds. This is a test for the season, and Niantic will be re-evaluating this decision for seasons going forward. There will be many attack changes going forward this season, and some are pretty major buffs and nerfs that will have consequences for the meta relevancy of a lot of Pokemon. So before you start building teams for Go Battle League, I highly recommend checking out the new season rankings on PvPoke so you don't waste any of your resources on Pokemon that are now not as relevant. And whilst on the topic of attack changes, there will also be a number of attack availability updates, so again I recommend checking PvPoke to see which are the recommended movesets for the Pokemon, because some of the new moves could be an upgrade or at least a side grade that is worth trying out. And if you are trying to get some of these new moves, make sure that the new season has actually started before you start using your TMs. So that's it for the details, but how good are each of the raid bosses for September? So when it comes to the max battles, you are probably going to want to do any of them to start with for adding them to your Dynamax decks, etc. But do bear in mind that max particles, which are the resource that you use to do max battles, will be a resource that will take a little bit of time to gather from power spots. So unless you're buying a lot of them from the store, you will probably want to pick and choose the max battles that you use them on. But like I mentioned previously, at the time of the recording of this video, we haven't been told exactly how everything will work. So it is possible that all of these Dynamax Pokemon will have a good reason to raid, but going off what we know currently, Wooloo and Squovet's evolutions no longer have meta relevance in Go Battle League because of the Body Slam nerf, so you might want to skip these ones. The 3 Kanto starters, however, do have more meta relevancy currently. For Charmander, Mega Charizard is one of the best fire-type raid attackers in Pokemon Go. It's kind of up for debate whether it's number 1 or number 2 because Mega Blaziken is very close to it. For Squirtle, Mega Blastoise is the 4th best water-type attacker, and Blastoise itself is ranked 51 in the Ultra League with 0-13-15 IVs. And Mega Venusaur is the 3rd best grass type attacker and the 5th best poison type attacker. Venusaur itself is also ranked 92 in the Ultra League with 1-15-14 IVs. For the 5-star raids, Kyogre will be available, and this Pokemon is a great choice to raid because Kyogre is the 7th best water type attacker, it's the 3rd best as a shadow, and it's number 1 in its primal form. Its best moveset is Waterfall and legacy move Origin Pulse, and unfortunately it won't have this move when caught from these raids, so you will have to use an Elite elite TM to get it. In Go Battle League in the Master League, Kyogre is also ranked 57 and ranked 73 as a shadow. Groudon is also a good option to raid because it is the 7th best ground type attacker, the 2nd best as a shadow, and number 1 in its primal form. Its best moveset is Mudshot and Precipice Blades, which is a legacy move, and again you won't be able to get this move from these raids, so again it will require an elite charge TM. In Go Battle League in the Master League, Groudon is ranked 32 and ranked 40 as a shadow. Zacian will be returning and it will be able to be shiny for the first time. Zacian is strong in the Master League where it is ranked 37. For Mega raids we have Mega Absol, and this one doesn't really have much meta relevance, so you could skip it unless you need it for the dex or you need a dark type Mega. Mega Houndoom will be available and it might be worth raiding because it is the 3rd best dark type attacker and the 12th best fire type attacker. There isn't really much point raiding this one if you do have access to Mega Tyranitar and a fire type Mega like Charizard or Blaziken. And Mega Gardevoir will be available towards the end of the month, and this one I definitely would suggest raiding if you don't have access to it already because it is the best fairy type raid attacker in the game. And if you can, Shadow Raikou would be a good raid boss to go after as well because it is the best electric type raid attacker in the game and it's ranked 89 in the Master League. And with that said, make sure you check out one of these videos on the screen now and I'll catch you in the next one.